Hi, welcome back to Now TV Canada. I am just on YouTube channel. I am your host, Jen. So I just want to update and sort of finish a thought as well, message that I didn't get finished because I had a blooper video where I had done it and then there was no sound because the mic wasn't on. So I'm going to sort of put together two things in one because I want to go to work. I have to go to work. I like my job. I like the kids I work with. So thank you, Father, for this time for the internet and being able to share my thoughts and hope that it helps others and also guides me. So I watched a video today. I'm going to start there, and that's what's made me do this. And the video is talking about a woman where all she has left is God in her life. Now, I saw a clip of this cartoon, this little animated thing last night, and I'm like, oh no, that's too deep. Heavy. I'm not watching that before I go to bed because I was aware. I'm like, ding, this is a message for you. And I know there's others out there who believe, that have faith and love God dearly and Jesus, and yet tired and frustrated because all the things we do right in life still doesn't render the results of what we deserve, that it should be coming to fruition for us in regards to. So I'm like, I better leave it till today. So then I've watched it. Now I'm going to try to find a way where I can reenact it or re-speak it for everybody because the message was awesome. It's powerful, strong, and it should be shared, and it should be shared by a woman. So basically the long and the short of it is when you have everything taken out of your life and you have nothing left but God, what it means that God is doing for you and with you, not what it isn't. So he's not abandoning you or forgetting about you or telling you to stop questioning or doubting your value, worth, or whether he's there or not. Right. So I can't wait to share that. But I wanted to talk about what the Bible can teach us. Right. So basically, the basis is to make sure you stay strong in the gospel. I want to talk about the little section of what was Jesus like on page 45 in that book. What can the Bible teach us in chapter 4? And just a little section for today. And then I'll go on to the other part to finally get that chapter done when I have more time. So they actually wrote, what was Jesus like? And so we got to start right there. Now, what was Jesus like? What is Jesus like? Right? Jesus is. Jesus will always be. He has been by the Father and his side long before people were on the earth. He was with God during the making and the evolution of this planet system changing like 3 different times in recorded history that humans know of, right? That's like what, 400 billion years? Long before the adversary became a problem. The very first person God created in heaven was his son, to be his companion, his friend, so they could talk things out as they're structuring this planet into something where you could have life on it that would be, possibly eternal, everlasting. And over the course of time, clearly our planet is having issues where God's had to try again and again to balance all of the chemicals and everything that creates life so that it can sustain an eternal existence. And it hadn't been working yet. And technically, our planet and certain things have given us signs where we're at a need of change again. Our sun is dying every day. Things explode off that sun, but nobody reports or talks about it. We have a volcano in Yellowstone Park that is 50,000 plus years overdue. There was one minor explosion, I think in the 50s or 60s, where a whole family was camping there. And enough of the volcano erupted that it actually went and splattered and landed on top of the parents, killing them instantly and leaving all of the kids orphans. So I think that was a pretty major sign that God's saying, look, I'm doing the best I can, but it's earth, right? Like it's coming. There's your warning sign. Don't get too close to places like this, no matter how beautiful the forest or the wilderness might look. Right? It's not safe. So I like to talk about Jesus as what Jesus is like, that he is with us and that he's in charge and that he is doing the work. And we're here to work with him in this mission field, this harvest where there are still so many to help guide them, especially as a woman, now more than ever, to build up that connection between us with God as God's women and being set apart for him, for Jesus, like those stories about the brides, right? I mean, obviously, like a lot of women would have liked him, so he would have had his pick of choice, right? So you can learn a lot about Jesus, his life, and his qualities by reading the Bible, books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those books are called the Gospels because Jesus is like his Father. What you read will also help you come to know Jehovah better. That is why Jesus could say, "Whoever has seen me has seen the Father also." John 14:9. And you can use a woman's devotional Bible or the Joseph Smith translation of the Gospels. Many people call Jesus teacher. Yeah, I call him my mentor, right? Not just a brother. He's my mentor. He's our guide. He's our leader. We learn from him, listen for him. John 1:38 and John 13:13. One of the most important things that he taught was the good news of the kingdom. What is this kingdom? It is God's government that will rule over the entire earth from heaven and bring blessings to people who obey God. I want to bring it up because of what's happening in the world all over the place. Like it is happening. This is it. Right? The government bodies in the world, it's not functioning to the capacity that as humans we wish it would, because we're not perfect people. We're imperfect and we don't seek our advice and answers from the right place, right person, heaven. Matthew 4:23. Everything Jesus taught, teaches, comes from God. Jesus said, "What I teach is not mine, but belongs to him who sent me." John 7:16. Jesus knew that Jehovah wants people to hear the good news that God's kingdom will rule over the earth. Where did Jesus teach when he was here on earth? Everywhere he found people. He taught in the countryside as well as in the cities, villages, markets, places of worship, and people's homes. He didn't expect people to come to him. He often went to them. Mark 6:56, Luke 19:5 and 6. And Jesus worked hard and spent much time and energy teaching people. Why? Because he knew that God wanted him to do that and because he always obeyed his Father. John 8:28 and 29, Jesus also preached because he felt compassion for people. Read Matthew 9:35, 36. He still has much compassion for people. And he came to save the ones that are the weakest, the contrite spirits, brokenhearted, the sick, the poor. They are needing it the most, and they have some of the most faith there is. He could see that the religious leaders were not teaching the truth about God and his kingdom. And we're still having trouble with people who have important leaders and popular leaders, big leaders, but that doesn't save you. That doesn't make church a holy place. It doesn't make it temple. It's just a building. What you fill it up yourself with and take there is how you fill it with the Spirit. So he wanted to help as many people as possible to hear the good news. Jesus is a man who loved people and cares for them. He was kind and easy to talk to, and is easy to talk to. Even children like to be with him. That's why we have Sunday school. And you get kids all excited when they come home from Sunday school or come back into the congregation. Look, and the stuff they're learning and the drawings they do. Mark 10:13 and 16. But he really loved kids then too. There's without a doubt that he would have had a large brood of his own. Jesus was always fair, is always fair. He hated corruption and injustice, still does. Matthew 21:12-13. He lived on earth in human form at a time when women didn't have many rights and were not treated with respect. That goes hand in hand with the video I just watched. But Jesus always treated women with respect and dignity. John 4:9-27. Jesus was also truly humble. For example, one evening he washed the feet of his apostles, something that was normally done by a servant. John 13:2-5 and 12-17. Jesus knew what people really needed and he wanted to help them. This was very clear when he used God's power to heal people miraculously. Matthew 14:4. For example, a man with leprosy came to Jesus and said, "If you want to, You can make me clean. Jesus was moved by this man's pain and suffering. He felt sorry for him and wanted to help him. So Jesus stretched out his hand, touched the man, and said to him, I want to be made clean. And the sick man was healed. Mark 1:40-42. Can you imagine how that man must have felt? And that's what I'm doing, struggling and fighting and holding on to the downtown east side and the cross at the beginning of the East Van and then the cross at the end of our community. It's that this place belongs to Jesus, that it belongs to God. It's holy territory, and it's a big fight to save the lives and resurrect people, like still in the living, to upright positions, to making them whole and well again. And the feet is a big thing, and Jesus understood that feet was a very important thing, and we need to take care of our feet if the rest of us are going to be in good order, just like our teeth as well. And I want to do a program called the Good Doctor Foot Program. I want to use expired first aid supplies that are still sealed, that first aid places and hospitals stuff can't use anymore, but I can use. I can use it with the help of nuns or local people through churches that are giving out food and stuff, that can come to parks, professionals that can scrape feet and help with the clipping of nails, and have hot water, Epsom salts, special oils to help with the skins, calamine lotion to dry up the sores on people's legs so they can be aired out and not have so much moisture, rather than constantly putting moist medication on it, which does not help the skin to heal. So they can have time in the air and dry up and have some time to heal before they get bandaged and then sent their way, and then given slippers or shoes that have wide enough girth and loose enough feel for them to walk in and get around a little bit. That's just part of what I'd like to do. And I got that all from knowing that he recognized competing with me 2,000 years ago was a big shoe to fill, about my humility and meekness and my care for people and my own health problems, and how long it took me to learn to take care of my own feet. Because I was one of those traditional girls, silly girl, that I always just thought, well, I'll meet some guy that loves me. The right guy would come into my life and want to do all those nice romantic things for me, send you away to a weekend at the spa, give you a gift certificate to go get your hands and nails done or whatever. And you know what? It never happened. And finally into my 30s, I'm like, oh, this is awful. I can't do this. I don't have the gift to clip and nail polish my fingers and scrape. And when I do, I do it right down to the core, and like I cost myself bleeding and more pain than if I had just left my feet untouched. So I finally said, I need to love myself and take myself. So that's what I did. And ever since then, I've never looked back. Now I don't do it nearly as often as I should, like people going for regular haircuts, but at least I do it. And I'm realizing people out here, I've actually asked if I gave you guys a foot care program here in the park, would you embrace it? And this one girl was like, oh, heck yeah, I would love that. Where they have the other option of having all the supplies given to them and places to sit, to take their time to take care of their own feet, because it's a very sensitive personal area and not everybody can cope with other people touching them. And there's different kinds of trauma. So there are different issues behind handling feet. So they may just want to do it all by themselves. And that's fine. So I'm really hoping that I can get that one step going. That's one of the reasons I try contacting the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I gave them a bunch of information about this community and things we're doing for people, but it's not enough. No matter what we create or have, it's not enough. Partly because we don't do a Christian 12-step program for people who are believers. And if the meetings are being shut down from saying God, and saying what they believe in, having a testimony, it's really difficult because you have to use the higher power terms, and they're getting more difficult in publishing your work, your prayers, your poems, or whatever, and using words, thoughts that are true to you. So I'd like to make some changes where we could see more of Jesus' miracle, where at the end, where he says, I want to be made clean, where something as simple as working with people and helping them with their feet and their legs and their swelling, giving them oxygen chamber treatments. Like there are beds you can just inflate, and treatments they can have right there in a tent, a tabernacle, a holy place where they can get well with God, where you can witness these kinds of reversals and damage and miracles take place in real life, and see what happens and how Jesus can show that he is with us, and that God's kingdom is ushering in, and that it's through that kind of love and devotion between us where we can witness those miracles and without question or doubt know that it's through them and from them that it's happening. So the questions from this little talk are, what did Jesus teach? Where did Jesus' teachings come from? Where did Jesus teach? Why did he work so hard to teach others? Oh, I missed some of the questions. Sorry. On the other page, it says, why does the Bible say that Jesus is the image of the invisible God? How could Jehovah's precious son be born as a human? How can you come to know Jehovah better? So I think I put the questions in the description below properly. And you can just ponder on that and listen to this. I'm going to end this here so I can get to work still with a little bit of early time. And then I just wanted to say I have some of my cancer pillows done, but I'm having issues with the ends. I can't seem to get the stitching to be clean like this. It's still fraying. I may have to redesign it so it literally is purposely looking like it has little hinges or fringes, and make it sort of fluffy on the outside. I almost think it's Woodstock and Snoopy that are suggesting it should have that little furry lining on the outside. But I also digress. I might need a little sewing machine because it might not be economical or conducive for me to just sew all of this by hand as I do these. But I got one more to do. And that's the one I'll do a little bit differently. But I was listening to another talk today about a woman's story where she spent 5 years struggling with cancer. And I feel really blessed that I can do this because my family doesn't suffer from cancer. We don't have a history of it. And so because I come from a family that has the blessing of longevity and basically good health, that this is the least I can do. Maybe I can't really stitch or heal a real heart like a surgeon does, but I can give my love in some other way. In doing the same thing and helping people by giving them compassion and something to know that God is with them and that people are with them in support in their struggles and their fight with wherever they are in their battle with cancer. Anyways, that's that. That's the connection for this. I have another knitting project where I'm going to make something for men that's on here. I've never had good luck with this material. I don't know if it's going to be a round pillow or something, or a big square and then attached together and stuffed, but I'll keep you tuned on that one. I've hate this material from the beginning. It was supposed to be fuzzy socks like this, but no matter what size needle or what stitch I use, it just doesn't come out right. So I'm like, I'm going to have to donate this to using it for something else. And so I have some people I had said I will make that for people who have been diagnosed recently with cancer. So I will let you guys know how all of that goes. There's something else I want to do with the material, but I'll save that for a separate video. Peace out. Have a good day. Thank you for listening to this. And I hope that as you study the scriptures below and listen by pausing and looking up the scriptures I read in that section, that it will help you and your family in all of the challenges that are before you, whether you're a woman alone with God or in dealing with family and all these health issues, whether it's your feet or whether it's cancer or something else. Okay, so peace out, everybody. God bless you. I'm glad I got this out there. I feel good now. I'm going to go have fun and play with kids with autism baseball. Have a good time. Have a good day. Amen. Superwoman signing out on Future Productions. Coming and going. That's what a future is for. All right. Bye-bye.